to Bright Academic Bee. This bee has brought a very interesting topic for you, especially for the teachers and educators, and those who want to pursue teaching as a profession. So, the topic is effective classroom management. Every now and then, we listen to the teachers and educators complaining about the classroom management issues they face regularly. But there is no one key that could resolve the variety of classroom management issues altogether. Therefore, there is always a combination of multiple techniques and continuous learning that would bring positive results. Let's see what will we try to achieve today. This video will enable you to learn about the National Professional Standards for Teachers, define classroom management and find out its significance, gain an understanding of classroom management's elements, and familiarize with the strategies that would help achieve an effective classroom management. Stop. Before moving on, think for a while about the standards against which you make a purchase of an outfit. For instance, we always want a comfortable, cost effective, durable, trendy, and a beautiful outfit. And our search ends when an outfit meets the standard we have in our mind. Similarly, we would never like to go and get treated by an inexperienced, undevoted, and non serious doctor with little knowledge about medical science. So, it means we set criterias, right? And we have set standards. Then, what about identifying standards for the teachers? What standards do you have in your mind against which you measure teachers' competencies? Or in other words, what in your opinion should be the abilities which are necessary in a professional teacher? Pause this video for 2 minutes and enlist professional standards for teachers. These are the national professional standards for the teachers in our country, which were made the part of National Education Policy in 2009. Now all the teachers are required to meet these standards. Number 1 is subject matter knowledge. Subject matter knowledge means that the teachers must have a complete command over the subject they are teaching. Number 2 is human growth and development. It means that the teachers must have the basic knowledge about the physical and intellectual development of a child. Number 3 is knowledge of Islamic ethical values and social life skills, which teachers are expected to develop among students. Number 4 is instructional planning and strategies. That means the teachers must be skilled in planning and executing lessons successfully. Number 5 is assessment. Assessment demands that the teachers must be skilled in setting level appropriate tests. They must be skilled in conducting assessments, marking tests, and providing constructive feedback to the students. Number 6 is learning environment. Learning environment expects from the teachers to develop a suitable learning environment for successful teaching and learning experience. Number 7 is effective communication and proficient use of information communication technologies, which is ICT. Number 8 is collaboration and partnership. And collaboration and partnership means that the schools don't work in isolation. The teachers must coordinate and collaborate with the community as well as with their colleagues. Number 9 is continuous professional development and code of conduct. That means that the teachers must continue learning throughout their professional career and they must follow a code of conduct strictly. Number 10 is teaching of English as a foreign language, which was included to make the students proficient in the language of research and information. Now let us see what classroom management is. Classroom management refers to a wide variety of skills and techniques that teachers use to keep students organized, orderly, focused, attentive, on task, and academically productive during a class. Now let us see, why do we need classroom management? We need classroom management because it helps create a conducive learning environment and it prevents disruptions that slow down the learning process. I have something for your information. A study reviewing student learning looked at 11,000 pieces of research that spanned over 50 years. It determined and ranked 28 factors that influence student learning. The most important factor is, can you guess? It is classroom management. Now, what classroom management includes? Classroom management is a huge umbrella that encompasses so many things. But there are four basic elements classroom management in the classroom management. The first one is content management, space management, behavior management, and time management. Now we will look into these four basic elements of classroom management in detail one by one. First, we will talk about the content management. Content management refers to the management of teaching and learning materials. The content management can be easily managed or achieved through effective planning, that is, setting and achieving objectives, preparation of lecture, devising activities which are level appropriate and interesting for the students, executing lessons successfully, and making a workable assessment plan for the students, provision of regularly feedback to the students which is constructive for them, making a revision plan, and there should be a useful remedial plan for the students. Next is space management. Space management refers to the four walls of classroom in which teaching and learning takes place. Space management can be achieved by appropriate seating arrangement, by logical seating plan that the disruptive students must not sit closer to one another. The teacher must encourage cleanliness and neatness. There should be harmony and balance in the classroom. And the teachers and the students must get themselves involved in class decoration. The management of cupboards for the classroom supplies, and the involvement of students making them in charge of their room. This is how space can be managed. Let's move to the behavior management now. As we know that the student of modern age is very difficult to handle. Therefore, we must manage their behavior properly. Behavior management can be achieved through the code of conduct for the teachers as well as for the students. There should be proper procedures and routines for the students. Students must know how they are going to begin their day and what are their routines, how are they going to conduct the activities one after the other. The learning environment must be very comfortable for the students. There should be rules, and rules must be set in the very beginning of the session. And students must be counseled by the teachers regularly. The teacher must take an action right after the problem, right rather before the problem is evolved. Then managing the arguments. This is what teacher can do. Before the discipline goes out of her hand, she should start managing the arguments. And through the teachers, it is very important that identification of a problem is done in the very beginning so that the administration, discipline committee, and teachers, all of them can together respond to it. Moving on to the time management. Time management is one of the very important keys of classroom management. Time management can be easily achieved by prioritizing. Prioritizing means that teachers must set the priority, which tasks are they going to do in the beginning of the day, which tasks are they going to put their energies the most, and which task can be put for the later on. Then transitions. Transitions are very important. When the students have completed one task and the teacher is going to take them to another task, it means in between those two things, when one task is ending and the next is beginning, the time is wasted there. So teacher must keep the transitions very tight, so very minimum time is wasted. Considering each minute as treasure. When you consider each minute a coin, a gold coin in your account, then you will mind it very much even if a single minute is wasted. Staying focused is very important. When you are focused on one task, your students will also follow you and there will be less loss of time. Keeping students on task is very important, and then being organized and well planned also saves your time. Avoid time stealers. There are always time stealers around you. Even within the classroom, there are always some students who want to indulge the teachers in some other discussions which are not, so that they can get their attention to something else. So we must avoid them. Give time limit for each task. So once you are devising a plan in such a way that you have devised each task are limited time, so you will keep on reminding the students that you have 3 minutes or 4 minutes for this task. In this way you will be able to save the time and manage the time in a good way. These are some of the strategies for effective classroom management. Respecting yourself and others is very important. Creating friendly and pleasant environment in the classroom, establishing classroom rules and procedures, consistently reinforcing them, supportive non-threatening environment for the students, dealing with disruptions quickly and efficiently, accepting individual differences. Positive reinforcement is very significant for the students and for the class environment. Then students must know what are the consequences of misbehavior. And last but not the least is rewarding good behavior. Now we will move on to some other strategies. These strategies you can find in a book called Teach Like a Champion, written by Doug Lammer. And Doug Lammer had observed so many best teachers and found the following strategies commonly used by them in their teaching practices. The first one is entry routine. The good teachers always set an entry routine for the students. The students must know when after entering the class in the morning what are they supposed to do, what are they expected to do. Do they have to arrange the seats in the classroom, or they have to organize the classroom, or they have to conduct an assembly. So entry routines actually set the pace and they set the stage for the teacher who can simply come and start the work. Tight transitions are very important. All the best teachers do not leave the loopholes and do not give the gaps to the students which they can take advantage of. So, keeping your transitions for movement from one task to another must be very tight. The seat signals are very important. All the best teachers teach their students that if they want something, if they have a problem, how they can non-verbally communicate by seating on the by keeping themselves seated on the seats. For example, if a student wants a pen, how that student can convey without speaking or without disturbing the class that he needs a pen. Props are very important. So all the best teachers use props. Props means that appreciating someone's good work publicly, loudly in front of the whole class or in a group. So this motivates the students. Non-verbal intervention means that the teacher intervenes or rejects or interferes in an unwanted behavior but in a non-verbal way. She's not shouting it, she's not announcing it loudly. Positive group correction is to remind students of what they should be doing rather than telling them what they shouldn't be doing. Whereas anonymous individual correction is when you clearly state and tell the behavior that needs to be fixed, but you don't have to focus there on one individual students. In this way, what happens that anonymously collective correction is made. Thank you very much for patience listening. Have a good day.